Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome y'all to the show. Look, we want to discuss the shooting death of Micaiah Bryant that took place in Ohio. Now, of course, we know that black people being shot by police, whether it male or female, is something that goes on. I mean, it's nothing new. Um, we understand, why it happens. We've been on that road before, but we just want to go over some things with you all and show you the difference between mindsets and mentalities from a white officer entering into a black neighborhood or a white officer coming on the scene when there's an altercation between two black people. Now, as far as you can remember, whether you elementary, junior high school, whatever, you've been taught that you defend your home, right? Because if you don't defend your home, you will be considered weak and you will be bullied by other teenagers or people of your peers in that community, and people will start to walk over you. So you have to take your stance, right? So from my take of what happened, and I could be wrong, but from the evidence that I'm seeing was the fact that two girls came down to jump on one girl. She was at her house. She calls the police, right? Once she knew the police was on the way, now she has to come out front and fight these two girls because she has to set precedent that this is my home and you all are not going to run me from my home or have me afraid where I stay. We can come on and battle this thing out right here. Okay. Now, since it's two of you against one of me, then I have this equalizer called a kitchen knife that I'll bring, and I feel a little more comfortable defending my home with this kitchen knife against two people who have intent on causing me bodily harm. Now, her mathematics, it seems, was I can hold these two off long enough until the police arrive, right? So once she see the police get there on the scene, now she got to make a precedent that, okay, the police are here. Now I got to put enough intimidation into these two girls and the broader community who feels the same way as these two girls who want to cause me bodily harm, that I'm not the one to be played with, because I still will go after you even in front of the authorities to send that message, leave me alone. And after all of the turmoil settles, then she could continue to go on living in peace, right? But since you had a white officer who doesn't know the dynamics in a black neighborhood and who doesn't have any empathy or sympathy towards black people, shooting a 16-year-old girl in the chest 4 times is no sweat off his back. He don't know the situation that's going on. All he sees is a young girl with a knife lunging at another girl, or what they claim attempted to go at her with the knife, and he shot her. Now, had that been a black officer, hell, had I been an officer coming all the way from Texas and showed up on that scene, first thing I would have said was, whose house is this? Micaiah would have been like, I stay here. Then I look at the other girl. Why y'all down here in front of this child's house trying to fight her? She got every right to protect herself and her homestead at her residence. Right? And then I'd have said, look, I wouldn't even told her to put the knife down. You know what I mean? Look, you go stand on your porch by your door. And I'd have said, look, we're going to end this right now. And if I see any of you all fighting or getting into an altercation again, I'm taking y'all down. Everybody going down. You know, y'all females. Y'all should be in the house studying or something. You know, worrying about outfits or whatever girls do. But not out here trying to fight and prove that y'all tough and hard. And even got one out here with a knife trying to defend herself from being attacked or jumped. That's how a black officer would have handled it. Right. Then there's the other dynamic of anytime certain situations arise, do not call the police. As sad as it sounds, because they're not coming there to give aid. They frustrated that they even have to come and deal with you, and any opportunity or chance they get to pull that weapon and shoot you, they've in their mindset they're saying good. You know, well, that's one less we got to deal with. You know, so that's what that's about, right? Now, if I could offer a suggestion, right? The suggestion would be, if you live in a neighborhood, and let's say you don't pay homeowners dues, right? Then what you all do is have an elder person or someone who you all trust as a body to where you all can start a fund, right? And in this fund, you all allocate, let's say, the whole community. Let's make it easy. Everybody, every household in there allocates $20 a month, right? Within that $20 a month, you go to your local mosque, right? And you tell the FOI, I give you so-and-so amount a month to keep our neighborhood safe. And you tell the people in the community, whenever a situation arises, don't call the police. Call a representative of the FOI and someone will be there to disperse the situation. Had the FOI pulled up at that situation, right? They say, young lady, put the knife down. Y'all come over here. That's your sister. What you out here fighting each other for? What's the problem? They'd got to the heart of the problem. Then they'd put knowledge on the situation to show them that they better than that and give them knowledge of self and who they actually are and how to conduct and behave yourselves as women. Right. And would have done it out of love. Right. And that's the problem. There is no love coming from the police department towards black people. We don't have people other than ourselves that's going to come into our neighborhood and show us love and empathy. They're coming frustrated. They're already putting up their hands on their guns. They don't know the area. The only connection they have or knowledge they have of the black community is what they see on TV and shows like Men's Society, Boys in the Hood, gangbanger movies. And they think everybody in their community lives and portrays themselves as if they were in the gang. Right? So it's not for us to change the mindset of the police department because we know who we are. It's the police department caring enough to go in and understand and gather knowledge about that community and about who black people are, right? So they can learn some valuable respect. So they can go in and learn the value and the importance of black people, right? That's how things should be handled, right? But once again, we want to recap. Young lady knows the threat's coming. It's probably been heating up prior to that day. Yeah, we gonna get you so and so. We come to your house. You bet, okay. Might be a little social media thing going on within that, right? She knows they coming. Fear for her life. Calls the police. Grabs a knife, right? Because you have to set a precedent that this is my home and you cannot be ran from. You got to protect your home. Because if you don't protect your home and where you stay, you will be dogged every day. You will be ridiculed, criticized, talked about, called weak, all of that. So she living in that, she didn't want to live in that type of environment, so she's coming out, we gonna handle this then. But I'm bringing my friend this knife to equal out the odds, right? Even up the odds, because it's two of y'all against one of me. But yet I know the police is coming, so I got enough energy and when I can go at it with them, right? Till the police show up, and that would be the end of it. But yet they'll know that I didn't run. The next time, that the police came, the police will say something to settle the whole situation, and we can go on about our lives, right? But when the police comes up, she got to let the two she's fighting and the two that she's fighting friends know that, man, she went off. She was still going at me when the police came. Yeah, we don't want to mess with her, right? She putting on the show. White boy, he couldn't see it. The cop, he don't know what he run. First thing in his mind is threat, bam, shoot her 4 times in the chest. Why 4 times in the chest? Could have tased her. Could have shot, gave her 1 shot. He could have yelled and told the girl, drop the knife off or I'll put you under arrest. She'd have dropped that knife. All kind of ways he could have handled it. But he doesn't see Micaiah, 16-year-old Micaiah, as a 16-year-old Heather or Becky, meaning a 16-year-old white girl. Right? Because we always see how cops pander to white people with that white privilege. They use words like, please, okay, calm down. What can we do to resolve this issue? Are you okay? Please talk to me. Tell me what's going on. But when it comes to black people, get on the ground. Don't move, I'm going to shoot. Bam, they shot. And they don't even give you time to respond to their commands. I mean, in less than 10 seconds, you could be dead when the white officers jump on the scene. You in the middle of a fight, the adrenaline is up, you still emotional, you haven't calmed down yet. It take time to de-escalate a situation. Man, them white cops not gonna allow you to de-escalate a situation. Get on the ground, stop what you doing, put a knife down. You trying to gather your thoughts and all at the same time, bam, they go a bullet. Now you shot, you in shock. You want to respond in a manner stating that, hey, give me time but you can't get it out because you're shot. Then he shoots you again. And you're like, this is too far. Shoot you again. Shoot you 4 times. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. And it's over with. Right. People upset. Then you have people come out and saying, well, she had a knife and he able to shoot because she was getting ready to harm one of the ones who came to her house to harm her. She's in her every right to protect her homestead. That's just like saying you walk outside, you hear somebody breaking in your car, bam, you shoot them. Bam, what you doing on my property? telling with my car. Or you on your property, somebody yelling threats. I'm finna come in there and kick your door in and kill you. Bam, you shooting. Hey man, you don't challenge me in my homestead. I'm getting ready to drop you. So Micaiah was like, you coming in on my home, in my property, at my homestead, threatening to do bodily harm where I live. I got every right to protect where I stay. She didn't go get a gun. She got a knife. And supposedly she was the one that called the police. Police arrives on the scene. All he sees is 3 black people hooping and hollering, chaotic, emotions everywhere. He looking for the first one to put down. Right. Who can I eliminate? Or you got a knife. Oh, it look like you going towards them. Bam, 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 bam. Stop right there. Bam, I shoot. Not who lives here. I do. What's the problem? They come over here trying to jump me and fight me, and I'm not having it. I live here. I got to live here. I got to go to school here. I'm not going to fight at school and fight in front of my front yard every day. I'm not getting ready to live like this. Bam. All that would have came out. But since there's no empathy, it's just 3 black people arguing with each other in a rage. White boy saying, I must put somebody down. Mentality. And that's how it goes. So, wow, we as a people have to do better with the rules of engagement within our community. Right. True, you do have to defend yourself, right? But we have to create an environment where you don't need to defend yourself. Got to create an environment where people are seeking peace. And if you don't know how to seek the peace or how to implement the peace, then you go to the masters of peace, the definition of peace, and say, how do we create peace within our community? And then they'll set up a program, that you got to follow, which will lead to peace. And that way, young women like Micaiah could come outside and not have to fight 2 other black women from the same race. And over an issue that really didn't even matter. Think about it. That's why I say, and I don't, man, people's like, Verbal Pick Radio, Code Black, Vince Muhammad. You always on the church. And no, I'm saying the only reason why I point out the church is because there's more churches on every corner than there are mosques. And the church should have a responsibility and duty to teach how to create a peaceful environment, right? And interact with the youth to draw down the culture. When Minister Farrakhan was speaking at some rallies, it was pastors coming out speaking against the minister when he's trying to set up a program for peace in the community. And it's like, how are you fighting against your own good or fighting against what's going to benefit the community? I never understood that, But there you go. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.